Greetings, everyone. I am Councilwoman Summers Johnson of the South Ward, and I am joined with Councilwoman Wooten at large. And we are here to dedicate another little library. I just want to tell you what a little library is because this is something new for urban communities, but it's been forever in the suburban communities. So it's a national program called Little Free Libraries. You can't even use the name unless you purchase the charter card from the company. And what it does is it bridges the gap. You know, our schools are closed, our libraries are closed, but this in the city of Orange is taking a life of its own. I had the second one that we had in the city. My neighbor had the first one. My neighbor's was for her sister who was killed from domestic violence. Mine was for my grandfather who struggled to learn how to read, and once he learned, like it just opened up doors. We had the other one that's at 587, where that one was dedicated to Mayor Brown because I'm scared that our orange kids don't know their history as far as who the African American leaders were and are in our community. So that one is for Mayor Brown, and this one is for Mr. Stephen Dawkins, who unfortunately on this day was taken from us, and we wanted to celebrate. Instead of something being sad, we wanted to try to make it positive, and we wanted to have his name on the library so when the kids come, you just never know what they see, you know. And then, you know, we'll be changing out the flowers, changing out the book. I've already reloaded the other one like 3 times, so even if the kids don't read all the books or they read it from start to finish, their vocabulary is going to improve the more they read. I tell everyone I thought reading was a punishment growing up. I thought like you had to be real bad for someone to hand you a book. And now I'm a teacher, a history teacher at that. So this community, we felt that Washington Dodd needed two because it's so large and so many children over here. I'm just in awe that my classmates had to come from all the way over here to Orange High School. I'm still blown away how you made it to school on time. You should get an award for that. But the mayor's on his way, but we didn't want to hold anyone any longer. So I'm going to let Councilwoman Wooten speak, and then I'm going to let any family members, any friends that would like to say something, just to give us a kind of synopsis of who he was, so that, and this will be taped so we can share it with the family. But one thing I do want to say is this is a national library, so when you go on the littlefreelibrary.org website and you put 07050, his name will come up and it'll give an idea of where the library is. So right now the city of Orange has 5, and we have about 5 more going up.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adrian Wooten. I'm a city council at large, member in the city of Orange Township. It is truly an honor being here today. It's an honor to give this honor to the Dawkins family in the name of Stephen Dawkins. It is a very hard and painful thing when a mother loses a child. I unfortunately lost a child too. So when I say I empathize with you and I sympathize with you, I truly know what it is to lose a child. But we also need to let our children know and our people know in the city of Orange Township that we need to continue to remember those people. And by putting up this little free library, which I thank Councilwoman Summers Johnson for this, and I thank her for honoring him for this, it will let children know that Stephen Dawkins existed on this earth, someone who may or may not know him. So I think that's important right there. As she and I always talk, we need to tell our own story in the city of Orange Township because for many years it's been told by other people, and we need to put up our own monuments for people in the city of Orange Township. So this is one of the ways that we do this, is through our little free libraries. So today is a great day. As she said, we are waiting for the mayor. His wife told me that they were just in South Orange, and she told us to start without them. So there was no way that even with the sirens that they were going to be able to make it in a timely fashion. So she said, please start. But it is wonderful to be here today. We have someone from your development, from your community, who is always ready to do great things for the city of Orange Township. She spends her own money. She has a nonprofit. She has a green thumb. Her name is Cammie Willis, and today is her birthday, so I want to say happy birthday to her. I want to bring Cammie up to speak about what it means to plant the flowers and what it means to start new things in honor of people. So, Miss Willis, can you come up and give us a few words, please?
Yeah, right there for 1 second. So before she speaks, yes, this is her birthday, and I want to be clear that it was this woman who put it in my ear to do it. A lot of times as council people, we get credit. Remove me from the credit. I just do the moving and the shaking behind the scenes. I want to let you know that the money that came to build this came from Baba's Garden, which is her nonprofit. It did not come from Councilwoman Summers Johnson. It came from Baba's Garden, and Baba's Garden was out here with me at 12:45, along with Public Works, getting the flowers planted. I want to say that Clyde, our Public Works, who I've known forever, who is a family member, he was the person that took the money and took it to his friend to get this built. So there were a lot of hands in it, and I just always want to give credit where credit is due. And when people in the community bring stuff, sometimes I've known Cammie forever, but when she started bringing the ideas about planting, I'm looking at her like she was crazy. I'm like, I didn't even know you wanted to do this, but she had me buying cow manure and talking to the plant, and but we laugh, but there's so much quality in this city, and we keep going outside of the city to bring in experts to teach us things, and we have great people right here. So Cammie is a resident of this area, so I just want to give her an opportunity to speak.
Thank you so much, Jamie Johnson, and as well as Adrian Wooten. When Jamie told me about that she was planting one of the library books in Washington Dodd, I thought about Stephen Dawkins. Because of the simple fact, Stephen was really into the children. Stephen walked the streets of Washington Dodd. Everybody that knows him knows that Stu thought that this was his complex. Regardless if it was the elderly, from the elderly down to the youth, if you was doing something wrong, Stephen was out here to correct you. If a child's shoe was untied, he said, hold up, look, let me tie your shoes. So he made it safe for everybody, and he always wanted everybody to learn. So this was a great way to basically honor him in regards to his life. So I'm not going to say too much more. Thank y'all so much for the happy birthday wishes, and I'm going to just turn this back over to Ingrid.
Okay. Are there any other family members or friends that I didn't have the honor of knowing them personally, but I've been hearing all these great things? Mom, you ready? All right. I told her earlier, I said, listen, no pressure, no pressure. Okay, here you go. All right. And look, she's so prepared. It's all typed and nice. Love it.
I just want to thank everybody on behalf of Stephen's family. We express our sincere appreciation. This is a great honor, and I know he would have been proud. Stephen, a special thank you to Cammie for recommending Stephen, Councilwoman Summers Johnson, Eddie Belinsky, who's Clyde's friend who built this, and everybody else whoever did anything towards it. I thank you so much. It means so much to all of us. Right.
All right. Clyde not saying nothing.
It's a great surprise. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Miss my brother dearly. It's been 3 years today. I remember getting a call from my mom. It was really hard. Had to leave work early, about 3 o'clock in the morning, come straight here. So from there, the support has been very overwhelming, and I really do appreciate everything. So, this is a great honor. I know the boys is gonna like this, so when they come over, they can always grab a book, and I might even sneak and grab me a book. So,
Please
I want to thank everybody again for everything. Keith.
Thank you again for everybody coming out, and like to reiterate what Bryce said, definitely a surprise. For someone so special in our hearts, and that we miss Stephen, and to Cammie's point that Stephen was never someone who you had too much bad to say about him, and his energy was great for everyone that came across him, or he came across. And yes, this is I'm really blown away by this honor. You know, he leaves two boys, and I just had a daughter myself, so a niece, and yeah, I think this is definitely a great way to give back to Stephen and our community. You know, especially for Orange, but also too in our times, not to get too political, but you know, for African American community, where education is needed. So I would definitely ask everyone, you know, challenge everyone actually. Not only, you know, let's get books in here that's for smaller ages, but also too for those at advanced age as well, guys. Just keep that information going, keep that knowledge going. Even myself, I just got accepted to Rutgers Business School. So let's keep it going, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And I also wanted to give you some background of, it was built, my mother drew the designs, but I had the honor of sitting here yesterday with Miss Donna, the mother of Stephen, as we were painting and bonding and just talking to her. And she kept saying, "Are you sure your mother's going to be able to fix it?" I said, "Just start painting, and then she'll put her expertise on it." But this is the first time my family asked to be a part of the process. So I'm just honored that she's here. A lot of times we do things and the family can't get there. They're in different states and things like that. But we also have board members here, and I definitely want them to come up because I was just telling them, a lot of times you may not see the leaders of the city, but a lot of times we don't even know. We don't even know things are going on. So sometimes if you don't see people, it might not, no one told them. So Councilwoman Wooten was at another event and she told them to come, and Shanique was gonna kill me. But I definitely want them to come up because these are our leaders. They lead, my children attend Orange Public Schools, and these are the people that make the decisions for them. So can our two wonderful board members please come up? See, the ladies are leading. Sorry, brothers, but you know what I'm saying.
Hi everyone, I'm Shaniqua Johnson. Many of you guys know me. I've been living here all my life. These are my brothers. Stephen was my brother. It's just so unfortunate that Stephen died the day after we laid my brother to rest. So it's been 3 years for both of them, but I'm happy to be here. He's my brother. This is my family, and I love you guys.
Good evening, all. My name is Sue Ann Graves Sandy. Unfortunately, I did not grow up in the neighborhood, but I feel the bond, and I'm so grateful that we're here together sharing our narrative and our stories, not only for us, but for an outsider myself. Thank you for inviting me, and I love this initiative. I love it. And I'll definitely pass this on to my other board members to share the wonderful work you guys are doing. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna have the family come up so you can actually cut it, so that we can take a picture. What we do is we take two pictures that will be on the national website, and the library will be under his name. I have 3 up now, and it's just cool to put in 07050. We're never known for anything amazing, and all of the amazing things that are in this city. And I'm telling you, we did the street painting down Main Street. That was Councilwoman and myself, that was extremely hard for us to do. I know that's hard for you to believe, that in a black town, that it would be hard to paint Black Lives Matter down Main Street. But it was very hard to do because no matter what, people still have their own opinion. But when it comes to getting the history out, we're naming streets after people, Wali Muhammad with the boxing, because we know these people, but I know for a fact my sons who are 10 and 7 don't know who these people are. And I teach in Newark, so when we're driving down Irvin Turner, I want my students to know why we're driving down these streets. Like, who are these people? Because when you say nothing good comes out of 07050, you're not speaking truth. And we want to make sure that our students, that's why I'm so glad the board members are here, because we want to make sure the city and the board is always working together, always together, because those are the towns that do great when they have that. And on time is Mayor Dwayne Warren Esquire. Let's give it up for our mayor, who made it here, who didn't put his lights on or siren like I said. This is Miss Donna, and this is the sibling. Family can come up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. This is very important. We've tried to do this all over the city, but significantly, we try to do it in the name of someone who was here, who meant something to our community, who meant something to families. And certainly, we opened this little library in the Dawkins name. Um, it's rather fitting. Um, to the family, it's tough to stay in it, to stay about the things that we live for. So I'm happy that you did that in this community, made it meaningful for us as we travel across the town. It's always good to have a reminder that there are people here who anchor our community, and certainly you guys have done that for us. Thank you, Bert. Can we just give them a round of applause for all that you do? So Jamie Summers Johnson and Councilwoman Wooten. I don't have everyone else here, right?
Board members.
The board members from my board. Please come on, board members from our board of education. Please
I
come
already
on.
made them speak, so that.
Yeah, I just like to be around them
Yes.
because the institutions in Orange, if we're not together, we don't really mean that much. There are 30,000 of us in Orange. There are 2.2 square miles. We have nearly 5,000 kids in our education system. So to have this group together is important. This drives our city and all that we do, especially when we're talking about libraries and reading. So I want to thank them again for being part of this unity team of presenting this little library.
Cammy Willis.
Where's Cammy? Where's Cammy?
Come on, Cammy.
Cammy, come on, Cammy.
And today's her birthday.
So Cammy is turning 25 today.
Yes.
We want to wish her a happy birthday.
He's 25. That makes us like.
Everywhere we go around the town, we're trying to do beautification projects. And we did one on Central Avenue. We did some in the East Ward and the South Ward. And every time Cammy amazes us about what she brings to the different spaces. She is going to force me to make sure we have a public garden in this town, whether I like it or not. But I want to thank her for that drive, because if we can't just beautify ourselves, she doesn't want to do anything elaborate. She doesn't want to build a big building. She wants to take a plot of land, make it beautiful, give it to the community, and let the community continue to grow it. It's simple math, something that we support fully. She also wants to do a vegetable garden, so that any collard green cookers here hook up with Cammy.
Collard green eater.
Council and board members, please get a hand in. Everybody get a hand in. Everybody touch, see, and feel. Say hello to our DPW worker in the house. Thank you, brother. Today, we dedicate the Stephen Dawkins Little Library right here in the North Ward with the family present. We pray that these books bring joy, laughter, and good cheer to all of our community. Amen.
I am Mayor Warren, and we're at the little library right here at Thomas and Burnside in the North Ward. Stevens Dawkins, a member of this community, had his name dedicated here. I have a family member, sir. What's your name?
Bryce Dawkins, his oldest brother.
You're the oldest brother.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what this day means to you and the family.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a great day to honor my brother. It's been 3 years today, so we really appreciate everybody that took time, the dedication that they gave to honor my brother today.
Now, we know he was a reader. He is an intellect like the rest of your family. Tell me what it means to have this little library in his name.
Oh, this is great. His two sons, they will see his name, and then they, make them, come out here and grab a book and start reading.
That's what it's all about. We're trying to leave a legacy. This man's legacy will be about reading about young people. We want to spread that throughout the town. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. All right. Out here at the little library, you've been in this family. Tell me what it means to the children in the family to see this legacy stood up here with the little library.
Thank you so much for coming out today, and everyone who came out. What it means to me is that that Orange, even though, and you said the perimeter of it, right? It's 2.2 square miles. It shows that we can come together as a small community, honor people in the big way, and for it to be honored in a way that we also too going to give back. Is not just a situation where we're going to have a statue or street sign. Is that we have inputs and then we have outputs, right? So it just speaks to the economics of things. That hey, what we have to give back, but then also too we have to give back as well. And once again, for those who may see the little free libraries popping up across Orange, challenge yourselves, everyone, please, with the material, with the literature. Let's not just keep it, let's keep it for our youth, but also too for those who are at advanced age, and that we all always be better. And this also too just signifies that we are all students, no matter how old we are, that we just still have to increase our knowledge and our intelligence and gain information as best as we can. So thank you so much.
Thank you. All about expanding. Who you have with you?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it to the immediate family right now. But
I saw a little expansion over
yeah,
there.
yeah. No, but
it's all about expansion, no
right.
matter what age
Oh yeah,
you are.
absolutely.
Trying to get the intelligence, because everybody grows the community, young and old.
Absolutely.
As we grow, our community grows. Thank you, brother, for
Thank
the
you so
input.
much.
Appreciate it.
All
right.
Thank you.
All right, brother. I'm Dwayne Warren. I am in the North Ward at Washington Dodd. Please tell me your name and why you're here.
Donna Wright. Stephen Dawkins is my son.
And you saw that we dedicated a little library to him.
Yes.
Tell me what that means in terms of his legacy.
It means a whole lot. Stephen loved this neighborhood, loved living here, loved the people here. He knew everybody. Everybody knew Stephen. And this is just such a nice honor.
What's the feeling going to be like when his sons walk by and they see that little library and that Dawkins name?
I think they're going to be very happy. Very happy.
And what about
I know. I'm happy.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you so much for everything.
This is a face of love in this community. It keeps us strong. It keeps us solid. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to celebrate his life.
Thank you so much for doing so. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here with the mayor of Washington Dodd, right here. Young lady, why are you out here today?
Oh, I've been knowing Steve as he was a young man. One thing about Steve, if I was coming in and driving my car and he was getting ready to go in his apartment, he would not go in until I got out of my car and was in my house safely. And that was one thing about Steve. No matter what he did, he looked out for you.
Well, we're trying to make sure we remember his legacy, at least with a little library, and to make sure people get that kind of message of humanity in our neighborhood.
Yeah, Steve was a good guy. No matter what people thought him playing around, he was a good guy.
That's all right. There you have it from one of the bosses in our community. To the Dawkins family, thank you for allowing us to live out this legacy. I'm here in Washington Dodd, and I have with me two of the board members. Ma'am, what's your name?
Shaniqua Johnson.
Sue Ann Graves-Zandy.
And what do you serve?
I serve Orange School District.
Our school district board.
Now, you came out here, and you're on the school board, but for you, this was not just about books and a little library, was it?
No, Stephen was actually one of my brothers. I grew up here in this area, so he was my brother, and he died. So I'm here to honor his name.
Honoring his name is what we do. This is an intellectual pursuit, the little libraries. But you on the board, it's more than just about books. It's about educating and building a community. What does that mean to you?
It's also about the narrative that we are right now communicating with our youths. They need to know the history. They need to know the stories of before, because from those stories we can learn how to proceed and how to bring Orange from good to great. We lead with those stories, and this is a simple example of how we can incorporate the stories. I was listening to all the stories here, and this seems to be a phenomenal young man that passed away. So it's a wonderful way to honor him. And our kids can see this as an example. Here we're giving the story, we're giving you materials for you to become a better individual in Orange. So I love it.
There you heard it from our Board of Education. It's about building a new story for our town through the legacy of a young man who was great in our community. He left kids in his own wake. But every time you walk past this little library, whether you're from the Board of Education or from the city or you're just a resident, look at it and know that we're building a new narrative here in the city of Orange Township. Thank you guys for all you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So we're at the little library, and Chatone, you knew Brother Dawkins for a long time. And you came out here because his legacy was important. Just tell me on building up and then coming to this point, what does it mean to you in terms of trying to heal?
Well, it's very hard to heal. You never get over it.
Right.
Especially I lost a child myself.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, you never get over the healing process. But this is step one.
Yes, sir.
This is step one for us to continue to grow as far as not only education, but building and teaching our youth as well as the adults. We have to come together one for one and make all this work.
That's right.
And this is step one.
That's right.
Step two is making sure the children, the adults, and everybody come together, unite with education, furthering education, the books and everything. And the step three would be we have another person that we have to remember. It's our guy Charles, Shaniqua's brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For next
Yes,
month,
sir.
another library book thing that we have to do as well for Charles.
Yep.
Charles Evans, Shaniqua's brother. And we're just going to continuously put Orange back on the map in a positive direction more than the negative narrative that it's been getting.
That's right.
That's what we need to do, brother.
You've heard it. This is a community member who grew up here, who's helped sustain the community, has really given us a prescription for how we build for our youth to make sure our community stays strong. Brother, I appreciate all that you do. But the next time you come for an interview, please have the black and gold Steelers on.
No, what I need y'all to do is lift that chair right there that represents all that. Cowboy country.
The brothers of Cowboy Country. I'm going to step off because the Steelers reign. Brother, thank you for all you do, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Would be Dixon's uncle, Clyde. He works for the town. I'm actually his boss. I ordered him to come over, but he wouldn't come over. Well, I'm going to tell you about him anyway. Loving individual, represents everything good about the family, and of course is a reader himself. Thank you, Clyde. I just interviewed you by yourself. Yeah, I'm here with a gentleman that I call Jay Starr, but his real name is
Jason Cox.
Yeah, Jason, you knew Brother Dixon. You knew Brother Dawson for a long time.
Yes, I did. Very good kid. Worked with his uncle, with my partner over here, the city of Orange. Very good kid. I know his family very well, his mom, uncle, very good kid. Crazy, funny dude, period.
Well, now, as a DPW worker and your experience in all things maintenance, tell me how much of a contribution you felt it was whenever they asked you to help to dig the supports for the little houses or to do anything necessary painting.
No question about it. Whenever they needed, boom, we got it done. Especially his uncle got involved in it. We helped Jamie out, made some connections, and got it done. Clyde's friend actually is the one that put it together, so it's a family thing. It's really nice. Yep.
All the way from construction to loading the books to, of course, to encouraging people to read. It's all a family and community affair. Jason, thank you for all you do, brother. Appreciate it. This is Mayor Dwayne Warren. I'm in Washington, Dodd. Today, the little library has been dedicated to Stephen Dawkins, who was a resident here. He leaves a legacy behind. His family was here. The two women behind this movement and who is moving our government in great directions, Councilwoman Adrienne Wooten, Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson. Councilwoman Johnson, you've been involved in little libraries before. This is a little bit different when you talk about the age of the person that we're honoring.
Yes, this was a little different in that the family also helped paint it. So yesterday we were here and I was able to paint with his mom, Miss Donna. So I don't know what it's like to lose a child, but I am a mother, and just sitting there able to paint with her, and many of the residents that grew up with him are still here. And this way, when the kids come and get books, they'll be able to almost pay homage to Mr. Stephen Dawkins.
Councilwoman Wooten, you have a special relationship to the circumstances of this family. Both on the one side, your parents forced you to be avid readers. On the other side, this mother lost a son. Tell us about your connection.
My connection is, first of all, I love to read. I've been reading since I can remember. And when I entered first grade, I was already reading on a third grade level because I love to read. Secondly, I am a mother of a son who I lost last year to gun violence. So I can empathize with Miss Dawkins, what she's feeling, but it's also great to see that we are leaving a legacy for Mr. Dawkins, and leaving our legacy and writing our story is very important in the city of Orange Township. For so long, we've allowed other people to write their legacy, and we are a city where we need to leave our own trail.
Leaving our own trail, you heard it directly from the English major and the teacher who are serving in our city government to make sure that our legacy is one of intellectual pursuits, young people being encouraged to read, and certainly celebrating the life and legacy of families who made Orange strong. Right here in Washington, Dodd, at the Little Library, dedicated to our friend and neighbor, Mr. Stephen Dawkins. Here in front of the Little Library, who do I have with me?
Cammie Willis from Baba's Garden.
Cammie Willis, I'm going to ask you to take the mic, and we've explained the Little Library and the box it sits in and the painting, but there's something on the ground that you need to explain to us. Please do that.
Well, what I did was I designed the mulch into a tree, because what we want our youth to grow, and the best thing, if you look at the earth, that stands the longest is actually a tree. With this being a tree, we're giving back to our youth for them to be stronger.
There you have it, the tree of life, and it grows up into this tree of knowledge. It's for our young people, for our entire community, to make sure that we continue to grow, prosper, and to give life.